Hi, buddy. Give me a few minutes. I gotta go get something, and then we'll really get going. By the way, they're finally doing something for Institute that was commanded by President Hinckley 20 years ago. They're going to have a date night. A date night.
Date?
Yes.
What's the date?
Where everybody brings a date to Institute, and they don't have a class, they have parties and games and stuff.
No class.
When they did this at Salt Lake Community Institute, they had over 100 marriages within 6 months.
Ooh. How many days this week at that place?
That was back before they brought in the new guy and he destroyed it. Back when it was hopping. Back when they were averaging about 5,800 per semester.
What?
Back when they were averaging about 5,800 per semester.
800
Students into the classes.
Really?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Now it's down to about 2,800 because of the new guy. Everybody left.
All I know is that place did not have a good atmosphere to me.
When the new guy director was brought in, that changed almost overnight.
And it puzzled me to the fact that you go down the halls and the classrooms and everything is supposed to be spiritual. But you go in that gym and I just had a feeling of doom.
Not just the gym, the whole building.
Like it was a place where people would come to do evil.
That was the whole building after he took it over. And they were sitting there talking to a friend of mine named Jessica right after he came, within a week of him being there. And I said, something doesn't feel right here anymore. She goes, yeah, I've already filed a transfer to UVU. So I said, okay, let's check, see how many others have. And we quietly checked and found at least 1,000 quickly who were transferring out.
Being Friday used to be down there, just what is it, made me feel worldly.
That was back before they put, what's his name in. We made it great. And then he left and it went back to trash. Because when,
They would come there to do
I
their.
can't remember who the director was. Was it Maservi? Maservi's the new one. Maybe it was Maservi.
They would come.
But he brought in a bunch of good teachers, went for the masters, and Brother Swanson made it good. Everybody loved coming. It was hopping, everything. Then they bring in a new one, and poof, all the teachers are gone, but the masters retired a year before they brought in the new one. And everything just snapped.
Well, all I knew is I go into that place and.
And coincidentally, it was the same time they released President Evans, brought in President Osborne, who destroyed the YSA stake. There has to be a connection there.
I see being Friday going down there, and I did not feel like it was a wholesome place for them to go.
It was about 2-3 years after that the new director came in and he made it great. Everything was hot, it was amazing. They started doing the Friday forums. It was amazing. I think it was Brother Maservi, and then Brother Maservi leaves and bring the new one.
Be careful.
Okay. Alrighty, buddy, let's do this. So Corbin Burns, he's been traded, guys. He is gone to the Baltimore Orioles. Okay? Wow. Wow. I hinted at it yesterday. And I just retweeted the same tweet I was hinting at, okay? So let me pull it up so I can give you the verbiage. Right there. Yes, the firm belief about this new Orioles ownership group is the O's will lock up the young guys that ignore current free agents. Trades very, very possible. I told you it was coming. 3 times I tweeted out they did not like Blake Snell and the trades were coming. I caught wind of that. Now we have the trade. And now we can say for a fact Blake Snell's not going to the Orioles. There ain't no ghost of a chance he's going to the Orioles, guys. None. So what's coming now? Well, and make sure you like it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Let's kind of get those numbers going. I hate harping for that, but I'll go ahead and do it. I think Blake Snell goes to the Yankees, and it won't be very long now. Now that he knows the O's are out, I'm pretty sure Blake Snell panics a little bit, calls up Boris and says, get me on the Yankees, do whatever it takes. He knows he's not going to the Orioles. All the other teams are out, and I actually tweeted that out. The whole list of 11 teams connected to the Yankees, or not Yankees, Blake Snell, and if they were in or out. Okay? And I have a source telling me the Yankees are on the phone with Blake Snell and Scott Boras right now. We'll see. I cannot confirm that. That's not one of the sources I've used to confirm it. But let me pull this tweet up I was talking about here. It's been a while, so several hours ago. So right there. I said, so here is the latest Blake Snell update based off confirmed info. And by the way, I dropped a hint a trade was coming involving the Orioles in this as well. So I said Yankees in, Blue Jays out, exclamation point. And I used that exclamation point on the rest. Angels out, Cubs out, Mets out, Phillies out, Mariners out, Dodgers out, Giants out, Red Sox out, Orioles admitted out. That was a hint. I was telling you they had a trade in the works, okay? Okay? So, man. I told you what was coming. I told you what was coming. And I would be surprised if the Yankees don't grab Blake Snell now. Not as a reactionary move, by the way. Not as a reactionary move. But as a, okay, we need to beef up our pitching staff, okay? Go ahead and drop questions in there if you want to. We'll go. I'll answer questions if you have them. Yeah, I do expect Snell to the Yankees, and pretty quickly now that he knows the Orioles are out. So, my top source is one telling me to expect Snell to the Yankees because the Orioles were the last team we were waiting to see a sign they had blocked Snell. Now they have. And we know the rest have done something to say they're out. Some are saying they don't expect much. I really don't expect much as reaction, as much as now the Yankees know they can drop Snell's price tag. And that's kind of what I'm saying. So, I'm dropping what I know, Jude Kelly. I'm dropping what I know. I'm getting more information as the night goes on. Also, with the Orioles trading for Burns, that removes a top cease suitor. I'll put that out there. I don't see Bieber being moved right now. He's a trade deadline. But I still don't see the White Sox trading Cease yet. I think that's a trade deadline one as well. I think that's a trade deadline one. So I dropped hints of the last 2 days what was coming, and everybody kind of ignored it. They kaboom. Ken Rosenthal dropped a bomb. It was Rosenthal before Passan. Rosenthal kind of dropped the nuke on this one. See if ESPN has dropped an article on it. And by the way, big of the NBA, Joel Embiid has a lateral tear in his meniscus. That is horrific. Could end his season. Yes, ESPN's got the article up on it, so you can go ahead and check on that one. Now, with the Boris 4, what is going on with these guys? What is going on with the Boris 4? That's Blake Snell, Cody Bellinger. Oh, come on, what's his name? It's Matt something. Chapman and Jordan Montgomery. So, nope, San Francisco is out. Robert Murray said today in his podcast, he doesn't see any more major moves from the Giants unless something absolutely falls in their laps. Said they have not made contact with Boris on any of his 4, even though they are monitoring Matt Chapman because they did make him an offer a couple months ago to see if he falls now. Yes, Terry Edwards gets Snell now. Yankees. That's the situation. If you're the Yankees, you now have no choice but to add Blake Snell just to stay on par with the Orioles. Let me show you something here. Let me pull this up. If you're a UFC fan, I am told the main event for UFC 300 is expected to be Dylan Edwards versus Israel Adesanya. So there you have that one. And people are posting pictures of Jordan Montgomery in Yankees gear. There is no ghost of a chance of that happening. Now, let me tell you the ERAs of the O's starters. Then I'll go get Corbin Burns. I'm not sure they have moved him onto the O's roster yet. Yeah, they have. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit stats and see if it shows him in there. And I want pitching, not batting. It does not. So, Kyle Bradish, 3.86. It's pretty good. Kyle Gibson, 3. And this is going for the postseason. I want the regular season, so they'll be even better for that. So let's click here. For the starters, Chris Valmont, no ERA. He only started one game. He'll have more of a role. 2.66 for John Means, and he will be full strength again. That could be an ace thing with Corbin Burns. 2.81. Kyle Bradish, 2.83. 3.26 on DJ Hall. Tyler Wells, 3.64. They've got a rotation now. Okay? So now we're going to go back to the roster. Click on Corbin Burns. And this guy's won a Cy Young before. He had a 3.39 ERA this past season. But he had the Cy Young with the 2.1 ERA 2020, 2.43 in 2021, 2.94 in 2022. What do you notice? That ERA has climbed steadily the last 4 years since he had his injury-plagued year of 2019. So the Orioles have one of the top 5 rotations in baseball. Flat out say that one. Judge's favorite type of pancakes are? I do not know. I'm not going to guess on that one. I don't know that. That's something I don't try to guess on. But by the way, Jeff Passan said on ESPN tonight, when he was talking about this, he said odds just skyrocketed on Snell to the Yankees. And he said not as much the Yankees want to get desperate, but Snell just lost one day 2 different landing spots, Blue Jays and Orioles. The Blue Jays not making any more big moves per Robert Murray, and Passan echoed that. So you got to keep this in mind. What makes sense? We already know there's no other suitor but the Yankees for Snell. And Jack Curry said again yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was, on their hot stove, that at the current price, he never completely ruled it out. He said you can never count anything out. One phone call could change everything. So Jack Curry's leaving the Blake Snell door wide open. Wide open. Thanks for the likes. Going to get those up further. We'll be live for a bit tonight. But again, if you have not heard, Corbin Burns to the Orioles, and that removes them completely on Blake Snell. And if you're wondering who the Orioles rotation will be, okay, let me pull that back up here, and I can tell you what the Orioles rotation is now, and it will include John Means. A healthy John Means. He's the lefty ace. So you have Corbin Burns, John Means, Kyle Bradish, Cole Irvin, Seth Johnson, Dean Kramer, Grayson Rodriguez, if he takes a step forward, to Tyler Wells. That is 7 really good starters now that has an ace, a veteran ace to lead at least for this year. Now we know Burns is not signing an extension with the Orioles. There's no ghost of a chance. Okay, they'd have to offer him $100 million a year probably just to get his attention. Okay, and it's Joey Ortiz and DJ Hall. DJ Hall is the 5th prospect in baseball. Number 5 prospect in baseball. Joey Ortiz was 13th or 15th. One of those two. Depends which one you look at. Baseball America 13th, ESPN 15th. DJ Hall was 5th on both. So that's 2 top 15 prospects. The highest ranked Yankees prospect is Jason Dominguez at 21. So the Yankees really couldn't match it. I think it's more getting 2 top 15 prospects is what convinced the Brewers on that one. Do I think the Orioles are the favorite in the division? Not yet. I need to see them kind of play some games that show they're going to be. Yeah. And by the way, something nobody's talking about that the Brewers got, which might have been a big part of this. 2024 competitive balance round A draft pick, which means the Brewers basically 2 first-round draft picks this upcoming draft. Think about that one. Robert Murray is a big-time insider in baseball. He is right behind Jeff Passan and Chris Kirshner and Ken Rosenthal as being one of the top in baseball. Okay? He's right there. He is right there. I have yet to see him wrong on anything big. He's been wrong on a few small things, so. By the way, I've been told this a few times. Yankees are thrilled with Oswald Peraza's progress. So, another thing to keep in mind, this UFC could be Dylan Edwards' final fight. So, keep that in mind. Dill Pickle. Whatever that means. I've heard dill pickle before in fighting rings. Whatever that means. I don't buy that, really. I'm just checking on things. 115 million tax payroll 2024 for the Orioles. They want to raise it to about 150. If they extend, the players think they will, that will go up to 150. I could see them potentially adding a bullpen piece, but they already brought one in, Craig Kimbrell. So the Orioles are pretty much done. Not really a fit for him out there for agency at all. Maybe a small trade as far as the Orioles are concerned. Let's see. Just seeing if there's anything else popping up. Not much. Not much. So, very interesting trade. I kind of predicted it. If you check my tweets, I was hitting the Orioles and working on a trade 3 times yesterday, twice today in my tweets. When I said admitted out on the Orioles early today, I was telling you they had a trade in place. I didn't know the names, but I knew a trade was in place. So I told everybody on that one. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. Bunyan? I don't know Bunyan. I don't know who the Bunyan is. So, all of the landing spots on Snell have now made moves blocking it, but the Yankees. And no, Stroman doesn't block it, because the Yankees have 2 question marks, major question marks, in Cortez and Schmidt. I think Schmidt could get up to about 170, 180 innings. I have no faith in that in Nestor Cortez. He's never done it, never approached it. So I do think the Yankees need another starter, and it's a perfect fit now. So, how about Rose Mountcastle, a Orioles fan? She tweeted August 18th. August 18th. Trade for Corbin Burns in the offseason, Orioles. She knew. And the Orioles just retweeted and said, yes, chef. So, okay, my main source says progress was made between the Yankees and Snell about 5 days ago, but they haven't heard anything since. That could be great news or just stalled out again. Who knows? Who knows? Colin Cowherd dropped a bomb if you're an NFL fan. Caleb Williams, projected #1 pick, does not want the Bears to draft him. To come from Colin Cowherd, a top NFL analyst. So that's an interesting one for you. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. I'm not surprised at all by the Corbin Burns trade. Not surprised at all. Okay? Now, I'm going to go to Pulp Spot Track and see what the Orioles payroll reads on Spot Track. Spot Track is the most accurate on these. So, they have the Orioles at $115,345,334. So, pretty good payroll. And they're still paying Chris Davis, Alex Cobb, and Bobby Bonilla, by the way. That's funny. Not only the Mets are paying Bobby Bonilla, but the Orioles are as well. Chris Davis, yeah, they're going to be paying him for a couple more years. And Alex Cobb, I think, might be the last payment now. They still have not agreed with some of their ARB guys. So that will go up. $6 million for Hayes at least. $3.5 million for Ryan O'Hearn. And you've got some others that are going to go about $1 million. So that's going to go up probably about $130 million right there. Corbin Burns, instantly the highest paid Oriole. And remember, he will not be extending. He's going into free agency. They'll probably demand a 10-year deal because he'll be 29 still in free agency. We'll see if he gets it. We'll see if he gets it. I'm paying attention to messages, so... What I do is I don't see anything, so I bounce things off of other sources now. And I have 4 of my sources are in this chat. They will tell me if it's not accurate. So, with the Boris 4, where do I think they go? Blake Snell only options Yankees. And I do think at this point, now we know the Orioles are out, it's going to be the Yankees. With Jordan Montgomery, I think it's the Cubs at this point. Just the way the rumblings are coming out. Robert Murray speculated the Cubs today in his live. I think it'll be the Cubs. Bellinger's going to be the Cubs. It doesn't matter when they get together on numbers. Matt Chapman, I think it'll be the Giants. Just basic rumblings of what I'm hearing right now. What did I have for dinner right now? It's actually right here. This is a veggie soup. Got 5 different types of root vegetables in it, including carrots and potatoes, onions, beets, rutabagas, parsnips, turnips, beets. Lots of stuff in there. It's very good for your teeth and a lot of good for stuff. So the Orioles, I would rank the Orioles rotation 3rd, Yankees 4th right now. The Yankees add Snell, they jump to 1st. The Dodgers, by the way, have 2nd. My number one rotation in baseball is the Braves still. Just because they had all those really low ERAs. I haven't seen when they can really rival it yet. Now, as the Braves proved, you can have a great rotation, but it's not going to do anything. So, now one thing I want to do with Corbin Burns here. Well, I'm going to look up his game log, see if he's ever faced the Yankees and how he did. I'm going to do that. I think this will be educational and pretty fun here. So, we'll go. You go to ESPN, you click on the player, and it'll show game log. You click on the game log, it has something you go through the years. So go back to 2018, let's just see when he pitched against the Yankees how well he did. So he did not face him his rookie year, about 2019. Did not face him. I don't think he faced him in 2020 because that was going to be division only. How about 2021? Nothing. Faced AL Central 2022. I don't think so. So he is really not that familiar at all with the Yankees. How about 2023? There it is. He lost that one with 8 scoreless. But the Yankees came back and won that ball game. About any other? So that's the only time he's ever faced the Yankees. 8 scoreless innings. That's a problem, guys. That's a problem. There's a 13 innings. Yankees won 109 pitches. 10 ground balls forced. Only 7 strikeouts. So that's interesting. 7 fly balls. And that's one thing about Corbin Burns. He gives up a lot of fly balls. Okay? So let's look at this. Where's the home runs? 23 home runs in 2022. 22 home runs in 2023. He gives up a lot of fly balls to right field. That's not going to play in Baltimore. That won't play in Baltimore. So expect a home run spike. So just answering some messages. Okay, so Corbin Burns, you're going to see some spikes. Let's compare this. I'm going to pull up Marcus Stroman, and I'm going to see what he has done by way of fly balls. Let's just have a look here. There is Marcus Stroman. He will wear number 0. Pick up Marcus Stroman. Vertigo will number 24. I have confirmed that. So, 9 home runs in 2023, 16 in 2022, 21 or 17 in 2021. He doesn't give up a lot of fly balls. Stroman's really good at keeping the ball in the yard. And that was at Wrigley, where it's easier to hit home runs in Yankee Stadium, believe it or not. So Stroman's going to play very well in Yankee Stadium. So very interesting trade. It goes down, and the odds the Yankees get Blake Snell go through the roof. So, are the O's the best team in the AL? I won't say that. I still think they're young and can trip over their own feet. Okay? So, by the way, JD Martinez, what's going on with him? Not much traction anywhere. It's kind of just dead. What's going on with him? I really don't get that one. By the way, how many guys do lies and have that kind of a logo behind them? I created that myself. That logo, the blanket, everything. So. Yes, it is a brown shirt, tan shirt. Don't look at anything and all of that. And by the way, DJ Hall's a shortstop. I told you the Brewers were after a shortstop. I mentioned it. One thing that will not surprise me is that the Brewers go after Torres and use Devin Williams, who's available in trades, per Ken Willenthal and Jeff Passan, to try to get Torres away from the Yankees. I think the Yankees would do that. And there have been talks there. The Yankees trade Torres, that drops the payroll where they could sign Snell for 60 cents on the dollar instead of 98 where it is right now. To kind of keep an eye on these scenarios. Different scenarios in play here. So we're at 25 minutes almost here for the live. I think we can go about an hour today. By the way, I saw something today that gave me a headache. They're claiming Yordan Alvarez Grand Slam was the biggest postseason moment ever. It was in the frickin' ALDS. ALDS. That's not even top 100, maybe not even top 1,000 all time. The top ones would be Joe Carter walking off to win the World Series, Aaron Boone walking off to win a pennant, and others like that. Those are big moments. And even Mariano Rivera's strikeout to end a World Series, which happened in Game 7. So, I would say even Luis Gonzalez's walk-off be more important than that. And I despise that because I know it was rigged to set that up. If you have any questions, drop in the comments. Drop some likes on here. Subscribe to the channel. Go watch other videos. I have a lot of information videos up there. And I'll drop more. I'll probably drop one analyzing the Burns thing, but who knows this. This from Max Goodman. He's good to follow. Max T. Goodman. He drops a lot of great stuff about the AL East and the Yankees specifically. Corbin Burns fixes one of the Orioles' only weaknesses from their 101-win season in 2023, not having an ace. They've got a top farm system, not top anymore. They fell 9 spots after this trade, from 1st to 10th. Okay? An elite young core, new ownership means they're more of a threat to spend that. Yeah, that's true, but they're not just going to go out and grab a Snell when they don't even need to. They don't need Dory Montgomery. Could they go after Matt Chapman? I don't think so because of Gunnar Henderson. That's the other thing that I'm going to do here. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go to the Orioles roster and break down their depth chart. And you can do that. It has depth chart right there where I told you to go. You just click on the team. You can hover above MLB and ESPN, click on the team, and there's depth chart there. So you look at the depth chart. Starters, now it's going to be Burns, Bradish, Kramer, Gibson, Rodriguez, Means, and Means will shoot up. He's healthy again. He might be available to trade. We'll see. Their closer was out, Batista injured, but they added a closer in there. It has been updated. So, catcher Adley Rushman, no need to upgrade there. Ryan O'Hearn at first base. I don't think they need to upgrade there, and here's why. He just batted .289 with 14 homers and 60 RBIs. They don't need a first baseman. Second base, Adam Frazier's gone. So now that's Jordan Westbrook and Ramon Urias. Jorge Mateo is the shortstop. So they don't really need a second baseman. Third base is Gunnar Henderson. I already mentioned shortstop, it's Jorge Mateo. Austin Hayes in left field. Cedric Mullins in center field. Anthony Santander. Right field, a DH Ryan Mountcastle. They really don't have a hole they need to fill there. One thing they could do is add Matt Chapman and shift Gunnar Henderson to shortstop. Yes, Gunnar Henderson can play shortstop, believe it or not. You click on his stats and go to defensive. And it shows games at shortstop. 83 of them in 2023. So he also had 84 games at third base. So they could add Matt Chapman and then move him over if they wanted to add a big bat. So they really don't have a lot of holes in this Orioles lineup. Okay? They don't. Keep that in mind. There's not a lot they need to add on to right now. So, yeah, the Yankees traded for one of the top five farms of baseball. Yes, they do. They're ranked 5th by Baseball America, 3rd by ESPN. So overall, I'd say 4th. The Orioles just dropped 9 spots because they traded 2 of their top 5 prospects. So, very interesting rumblings. Hey, Hayden. Welcome. Those AL East favorites, I would say they are, but it's barely. A barely thing. Where if the Yankees have Blake Snell flips back type thing, okay? Mountcastle plays first base very well. And that's another thing. They don't need a first baseman. I could see him try for J.D. Martinez, get a DH, and put Mountcastle at first base. They have Ryan O'Hearn as well at first base. So they're very loaded. Doug Treadway, Orioles after cease next. Possible! Them trading for another starter makes a lot more sense than anything right now. That is possible. I will not rule it out. I think Yankees get Snell soon? I do. I do, because Blake Snell's probably got to go to panic mode now. Realize the O's are not even going to talk to him. They're done. In free agency, probably, unless they add a bat. So, yes. I do think that one happens in fairly soon. So, let's see here. Burns, baby, birds. I don't like that. That's a bad one for Chelsea Janes. She's another ESPN reporter that's very accurate. Chelsea Janes. Chelsea_Janes on Twitter. Another one is Jesse Rogers. They work with Passan and are trained by Passan. So they're very accurate. So, man, I still think the Yankees can win 95 games when they are least, but it just got harder. I'll flat out say it. Just got harder. I actually agree with that, yeah. That's not the real Dylan Edwards. I highly doubt that's the real Dylan Edwards. Those guys are not allowed to come into chats like this and actually talk. So, Snell to the Bronx time? Yes, it is. Very much so. Very much so. And by the way, I don't know if that's his last fight. This is what I was reading. And I do know there's a bunch of UFC fighters expected to retire soon. You can only do that so long. And I'm a black belt taekwondo and karate, so I know the fighting scene. You can only do that so long before your brain and your body just can't handle it anymore. So, Baltimore Orioles got sold to a private equity businessman, and they immediately pushed their chip to the middle of the table. Love it. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. And by the way, I dropped this. Then it was confirmed in articles. The Orioles just bought Masson, Maryland Sports Network, that does the Nationals games, and the Redskins games, and the Wizards games. So the Orioles now own their own TV network. They're the third team in baseball to do that, joining the Yankees and the Red Sox. Now, the Yankees own the most of any of the three, because the Yankees own 85%, Red Sox own 80%, the O's own 80%. So there's teams following that one. I would say the Orioles are now as big market as it gets. They're now as big market as it gets. And by the way, Mike Bloomberg is one of the O's owners. Yeah, $95 billion net worth, Mike Bloomberg. He's a minority owner, doesn't have a lot of stake, but yeah, just keep that one in mind. So, if you have questions, drop them in there. And I've been watching for the first time in my life. I've been watching the movie Draft Day. It's interesting, not what I was expecting. So, again, I'll come back and get to your questions here. I'm just doing a quick search. You'll see me do this from time to time. Okay. Hayden retracts the message. So, I don't really think they can make a reactionary move, but I do think they signed Blake Snell because now they know the O's are out for a guaranteed out. No, I do not see the O's dishing out $30 million to another player. Now they have Burns. No chance of it. None. Kevin Rosenthal just tweeted something. I'm trying to pull it up here, see what he was saying. Okay, that's Eno Saris' grades for the Burns trade. I'll retweet that if you want to see it at the King Source. Should be the top one there. This is a big trade. This is not the biggest trade of the offseason. There remains Juan Soto. And unless, Ohtani gets traded, it's not going to happen, then there's not going to be a bigger one than Juan Soto. I could confidently say that. But I'd say it's the second biggest trade of the offseason. And leave it at that. John Heyman dropped an article. 11 winners, 5 teams, 6 players make his cut. Let's see what he says about his winners. The number winner, the Dodgers. Number 2, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's 1, basically. Number 2 is Orioles. Number 3, Jung-Hoo Lee. Number 5, Reds. Number 6, Royals. Number 7, Shohei Ohtani. Number 8, Yankees. Yankees have to be number 2. That's straight up BS there. The Yankees have to be number 2. Number 9 is Hicks. Number 10, Frankie Montas. That's true. Number 11, Tyler Glasnow. So I think he has the right 11, but the Yankees need to be number 2. Anytime you have one of the game's 5 best hitters, I'd say 2 best hitters with Judge. They're the top 2 hitters in the game. At a time the hitting market is awfully thin, it makes a winning winter. Good thing they had so many viable young starting prospects to be able to make it happen. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. And Juan Soto will not go anywhere. I've been assured that by every source I have. Passan and Jack Curry and Kevin Rosenthal, even Rob Murray are all saying the same thing. So, see, we've got some questions here. Any news on Snell after the Burns trade? Only thing I've been told is Burns or Snell and the Yankees were in contact after the Burns trade, and Boris. That's all I've been told. I don't know anything. Snell and Middleton finished off with the Yankees. I agree with that 100%. Tyler is spot on that one. You get Middleton to beef up your bullpen and add Snell unless you can trade for Devin Williams, who is available to trade now. We know that. The Brewers just punted the season, basically. Then you wrap it up with those 2 unless you can't get Devin Williams in a trade. Yeah, Hayden agrees too. That just makes sense. Snell finishes your rotation, then you can let Cortez and Clark Schmidt and even Will Warren and Clayton Beater and Chase Hampton duke it out for the final spot. When your first four are set by veterans, you know are going to keep you in games, give you a chance to win every game. If the Yankees get Snell, they have that. The Orioles don't. They have two veterans in Means and Burns. Their past ace, they just had a Bradish to keep in games, and then some more young guys. I could see a trade. Maybe they go out and try to get Bieber, but we'll see. Now, why do the Eagles make such a trade? 3 reasons. 1, it fills your biggest hole needing an ace. Okay? It does. And Talking Yanks just tweeted, starting to get even more worried about the Yanks pitching. A lot of people are. 2, you have him for a year to try to convince him to re-sign next offseason. 3, you have somebody who can train your young guys. So, what do you think was the point of the Brewers getting Hoskins? Just to fill first base. That's all it was, to fill first base. And I can actually see the Brewers now talking to Jordan Montgomery. They're not going to dish out the money that Snell wants. But they could go after Jordan Montgomery to fill the Burns hole. Because Jordan Montgomery's only getting about $20 to $22.5 million a year. If he even gets that, I might be $20 million a year. So I can see him going after him. With the chances he'll extend re-sign Burns, absolutely 0%. Absolutely 0%. Okay? No chance at all. No ghost of a chance. He's a Scott Boras client. He's going to free agency, so... Snell was not trending for the last 3 days. Now he is, if that tells you anything. So, and Talking Jake, if Corbin Burns trade make the Yankees back in on Snell, good. If the Yankees stay oblivious, might make sense. Okay, they are back in on him. They were never out. Let me just say that. Everybody wants Snell here. And again, Cease is not going to be traded. This actually does hurt the package the White Sox could command for Dylan Cease. I'll throw that out there. It does. And by the way, the Orioles' lowest they will go is going to be Peraza or Volpe starting the package. So one of them is going to be gone. Okay? Because the White Sox are desperate for a shortstop. That's why. That's why. So, when do you think Snell will sign? My birthday's February 10th. I could see it by then. I could. Because now the pressure's more on Snell than it ever has been. Now that Burns has been traded. And to one of his suitors. That was one of the last few that could have been remaining. So, yeah. Not a meeting, Doug. Can you confirm the Yankees meeting Boras and Snell? Not a meeting, a phone call is what I was told. That Snell called the Yankees and had Boras on the line. That's all I have been told, all I know. So not exactly a meeting, but a phone call. We'll see if that is what Jack Curry was talking about. One phone call changes everything, or can change everything. Jack Curry said that on the Yankees Hot Stove a few days ago. By the way, how funny is it, how ridiculous is it that the Mets are now doing Mets Hot Stove copying the Yankees? How pathetic is that? How blatant of little bro syndrome is that? And yes, Boras will be at the presser the Orioles do for him. He's at the presser for all those guys, trader free agency. And you know, because Burns is a Boras client, Boras probably knew before all of us, okay? And knew that the pressure's now on Blake Snell. That might have been a catalyst, that phone call I told you about. And might be a driver to get the deal done now. Hayden Blair asked, do you think that call might be about getting a deal done soon? Yes, very easily. Very easily. Joan Cisco, you make me hungry. This is vegetable soup, homemade. Very good. Yep, 6 different types of vegetables in there. Fiber-rich vegetables. It's really, really good. And I go around to a lot. And by the way, when I say sources sometimes on Twitter, I got around to a lot of podcasts, watched ESPN, watched MLB Network, and got a lot of information off those. So if I say per sources, that is 90% of where I get my stuff now. So I've heard it from another insider or something. So, by the way, Greg Allen, he is AAA depth. Unless he plays out of his mind in spring training, he's AAA depth. That's all that's about. Which makes it all the more important to trade Pereira. Everson Pereira's got no place on this Yankees roster or AAA now. So, and I still think both Peraza and Pereira get traded at some point, and Torres as well. Just fits with all the infielders Yankees have in that. And the Yankees do still have Jeter Downs. He's with Scranton Wilkes-Barre. And he will be a big league spring training, even though he'll be a Scranton Wilkes-Barre guy. So, it is delicious, Hayden. It's very good. My mom makes it, spices it very well. From Isaac Oshk on Twitter, some people think every single team has the same prospects. The Yankees might have better prospects than the Brewers scouted the Orioles prospect as better fits. Nobody's know how this negotiation works. Let me tell you, this works. When you're thinking about trading your player, you're going to see who makes that phone call, sends a text to show interest, okay? Once you get those, you then go scout the farm systems. You've already done this a lot of times. Like with Juan Soto, the Yankees and Padres did 80% of the work at the trade deadline in 2023. Okay? That's why the Yankees got him, is no team near advanced talks. The Yankees did 80% of the work at that trade deadline, okay? Baseball History Nut says Brewers got destroyed in the Corbin Burns trade. Yeah, they kind of did. Well, anyways. So you scout those teams. You see what they have, and you judge the fit for your team. The Brewers needed a shortstop and a pitcher to replace Burns. They got just that. That's what that was about. They could have got Peraza and Hampton from the Yankees, but they scouted those two from the Orioles as far better because the Orioles system was ranked higher than the Yankees to this point. Now the Yankees is higher, by the way. According to Baseball America, the Orioles farm has fallen to 10th. The Yankees still sit at 5th now, with the Orioles falling behind them. ESPN has the Orioles ranked 8th now. Now the Yankees 5th as well, so. Or 4th. I forget, ESPN got them a little bit higher. Colin Coward, shots fired at the Jets. Quote, the Jets will never be great with irrelevant Aaron Rodgers, end quote. Can I disagree with that one? I'm going to disagree. I could say they can be, but I don't say they never will be. They can be is the way I would put it. They haven't shown yet, but they can be. So, I could see 6 years, $175 million for Snell. You think in that range? Let me do this. What is $175 million divided by 6? I have a calculator on my computer. I'm calculating this. That would be $29 million per year. $180 million would be $30 million per year. I could actually see something like that. That particular will be 6 years and between $160 million and $188 million. Somewhere in that window. Okay? Can get the likes up. Share it out. I'll be live here for probably another half hour. 20 minutes, half hour for tonight. And the one thing about Blake Snell, left-handed starters historically fared better in Yankee Stadium than right-handed starters. Very few right-handed starters all time have actually taken off in Yankee Stadium. Cole is one of them. Roger Clemens was one. David Cohen was one. But these are all all-star top in the game pitchers. Okay, Lucas Hernandez was average, etc. Okay, Mike Mussina was great, but he was average. Very few actually take off. Even Chen Ming Wong was great but average, and Severino flopped after one good year. So, and this is the funny one here. Roses are red, violets are blue. I really needed a bounce-back season from DJ LeMahieu. Somebody actually tweeted that. I'll retweet that if you want to go see it at the King's Horse has tweeted. That's funny. I think he will have a big season. I'm projecting a .298 batting average with 18 home runs and 68 RBIs for DJ LeMahieu, with an on-base percentages near or above 400. And by the way I would do the Yankees lineup, LeMahieu leads off, Verdugo second, Judge third, Soto fourth. And then I would have Stanton fifth. Because then you have two high on-base guys with the big bats behind him. So, and I'd have Volpe ninth, because that's where his best batting average was last year. Is there any chance that all the Yankees get desperate and make a call to Bauer? No chance at all. No ghost of a chance at all. 30 of 30 teams want nothing to do with Bauer. 30 of 30 teams are not even talking to Julio Urias. 30 of 30 teams are not talking to Domingo Germán. There's a reason for this. They don't want headaches on their team. They don't want problems on their team. Here's a question for you. Let me put a poll for this one. I just want to see what you think on this one. Oh. There you go. Vote on that. But no, Bauer will never pitch MLB again, I don't think. Just like I don't see Bill Belichick ever coaching in the ML or NFL again. I should say NFL. I almost caught myself. So, CC Sabathia, left-hand pitcher. Andy Pettit, left-hand pitcher. They excel. David Wells, left-hand pitcher, excelled. Carlos Rodon excelled in Yankee Stadium, actually, believe it or not. His ERA was around 2.50 in Yankee Stadium last year. On the road, he actually flopped a little bit. And I think Carlos Rodon really takes off this year. I really do, because he'll have spring training. He can go into the season healthy. And with Carlos Rodon, I predict about a 2.58 ERA, about 15-5 record, around 200 innings, 180 to 200 innings. He's done that 6 times. He's gotten 180 or above. And over 200 strikeouts. He's a high strikeout pitcher. He will get the strikeouts. The Brewers just announced it. We acquired left-handed pitcher DJ Hall and Julio Ortiz in a 2024 competitive balance round A draft pick, currently 34th overall from the Baltimore Orioles in exchange for right-hand pitcher Corbin Burns. And by the way, the 34th overall pick, the Yankees could not offer that. The Yankees could not even offer a competitive balance pick in the trade talks. I wonder how many people actually brought that up. So I'm going to go ahead and retweet that. You can have a look at that if you want. There you go. So there's a lot of factors in this trade that the Yankees couldn't touch. 2 prospects ranked higher than the Yankees in the top 100, and that 34th pick, the Yankees couldn't do any of it. Cliff Kingsbury has been hired as the Raiders' offensive coordinator. It's done. So Cliff Kingsbury back to the NFL. Yes, Chief Earl, no, Yankees fan Earl, says the Orioles are out on Cease. I wouldn't go that far yet. I would say it's very unlikely now. I think the Orioles are done adding pitchers, but I won't rule anything out. Except free agents. I don't think they go after any high-priced free agents this offseason. Could I see the Orioles go after Juan Soto next offseason? No ghost of a chance. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Corbin Burns tweeted eyeballs out, by the way. So he's kind of excited. I could see Snell early next week. I could see it. I could see it Saturday, Sunday, anytime now. Now that Snell knows, he knows the Orioles are out, and that's the one thing we hope could keep his price up. I just can't see him waiting around much longer. I think he will go into panic mode and try to go get the Yankees deal. And I'm going to say this. His panic could be so much, he could fall down to $163 million. Just so he beats Rodon, gets the record, but that's it. So, just looking around here. Brian Cashman, this is from Gary Sheffield Jr. Brian Cashman has officially lost the offseason yet again. I said over and over the Yankees needed a top-flight arm, and everybody said Burns wasn't on the market. Turns out that was completely false. But as is tradition, Yankees fans will say the Orioles gave up a ton as if that was always going to be the case. That 34th pick might have been what pushed it over the edge. I don't 100% agree with what he's saying there, but I do think the Yankees need to get Snell, just put themselves back above the O's. And if the Yankees get Snell, here's what you'll see in the AL East. When the Yankees finally get Snell, this is what you'll see in the AL East, okay? The Orioles and Yankees are 100 wins, the rest of the AL East around 80. Even the Blue Jays will fall back there. Even with the manager as a Turner, they will fall back there because the pitching and hitting combinations the Yankees and Orioles will have, the other three teams won't be able to compete with them. And there'll be a lot more losses for them. You think Snell and Boras talking to the Yankees now? I know there's contact. I won't flat out say talks. But I know there's contact between them. I won't flat out say there's talks there yet. So, I'm surprised a lot of people haven't gone live talking about this. Corbin Burns at NL Central. Cubs rejoice. If the Cubs do bring back Cody Bellinger, they are landslide favorites now in the NL Central. Because a lot of wins just dropped in their lap against the Brewers. You're probably like 9-4 or 10-3. Cubs taking out the Brewers. Reds as well. Maybe the Pirates do it as well. Pirates, I think, will get 85-88 wins to be a wild card team. I don't think it'll be a division, but a wild card team. I think the Cubs win 95 and get the division, and the Reds will be about 90. So you can see 2 wild cards in NL Central, actually. It'll be better than it was. Hi, Travis. Don't bring that in here, bud. Don't bring that in here. Move that one. The Knicks are red hot, 9 straight wins. That's why Marvin is saying that. Yeah, 9 straight wins for the Knicks is impressive. So, talking about the Corbin Burns trade and the ramifications of it. So, by the way, if you want to be in on a bunch of baseball news, here's how you do it. Go on to Twitter and find every baseball reporter you can, and then click the check mark to make sure you get the notifications. You will know the moves coming. You'll know the rumblings coming ahead of most tweets. So, yep, Dylan Cease now trending with over 37,000 posts. People really talk about Dylan Cease right now. So, and I really don't think he moves till the trade deadline. Same thing Robert Murray said. You never know, but yeah. Just looking through these. Corbin Burns has always been top Dodgers trade target via trade, but LA made smart pivot to Tyler Glasnow. Biggest loser here is Chicago after too much for Dylan Cease, and now maybe lost their perfect suitor. Bingo. Noah Cameras tweeted that out. Bingo. Milwaukee's selling Dodgers to call about Devin Cease. They've already been in talks for Devin Cease. So are the Cubs. So are the Royals. I know the Yankees were in contact on him on Devin Cease. So they're their big market there if he's possible. Not only that, but IMO, they need to go all in on a Juan Soto year. Yes, and it just became more important as well. Jones McFly said that. So yeah, it just became more important for the Yankees to get Snell. Far more important. I'll flat out agree with that one. So, Hayden 49ers are locks to win. That's all I will say. The Chiefs have no ghost of a chance. Yes, I do think Blake Snell ends up with the Yankees. His top suitor, the one team he told me could push the price tag up against the Yankees, gone. This got Corbin Burns backed out completely. Every team is out on Burns now. So, just looking through these. Blake Snell's top 5. I wouldn't have to say top 2. Cole is the top starter in baseball. That's the managed Yankees have here. He's better than Corbin Burns. And if it tells you anything on Cole, I'll go pull his stats up. Corbin Burns' ERA was 3.38 last year. He did not win the Cy Young. Cole won the Cy Young in the AL, which is a better hitting league. Okay? And Cole's ERA, Garrett Cole's ERA, 2.63. 222 Ks. 15-4, a lot better stats. So Cole is the best pitcher in baseball. And Snell, I would put 2 or 3, somewhere in there. Snell and Williams would be an A+ offseason. It would be the perfect home run slapback. So, yeah, Snell was, but he had the best ERA a starting pitcher's had in years. So Snell's top 3, 2 or 3 to me. Hayden, so, yeah. Yeah, Snell's won the Cy Young twice. That's a great point. That's a great point. So, but if you're a Dolphins fan, the rumor right now is Brandon Staley will be the new defensive coordinator. That's just rumblings coming out from a lot of Dolphins reporters. see here. Starting to go dead silent on baseball again. I thought we'd have another move tonight. Maybe not. If Devin Williams is available, you know the Yankees are talking to him. Just get the price tag, nothing else. And I will guarantee you, if the Yankees are making that trade, Torres is going the other way. Torres will head to the Brewers. Just for dollar matching. And to tell you why, I'm going to type in Devin Williams contract on Google. And then click on the spot track one. SPOTRAC. He is being paid $7 million in 2024. Expected to get at least $10 million in 2025. And it's a club option in 2025. So you trade for him, you immediately exercise that. He is 29 years old. Okay, so you trade Torres, and you can get a lot of salary relief and drop yourself back under that top threshold to where you can sign Snell for 60 cents on the dollar. Actually, I think it's 55 cents on the dollar, so than 98 cents on the dollar is right now. So, be live for another few minutes. It's been a lot of fun. Let's see. No, he does not actually. Blake Snell was fourth most in baseball, going at least 6 innings. For all starters, he had the fourth most games in baseball in 2023, going at least 6 innings. He averaged 5.67 innings pitched per start. That was more than Corbin Burns. That's more than every available pitcher but Shane Bieber. So, I think he can have a great chance at Williams. I would say right now, as good as anyone. For right now, as good as anyone on Devin Williams. We don't know the demands on him now. So, who do I think is the best offense in baseball? That's a hard one. Because we don't know the health of Ohtani. We do not know how healthy he is. I have to say it's the Yankees, but not by much. The Yankees have the 2 best hitters of the game, the whole game, the 2 best. That is a huge advantage over every other team out there. Okay? The Yankees literally have 2 guys in Judge and Soto who are 50 home run per threats. 2 of them. So, if Ohtani were healthy, I would say Dodgers, but he's not healthy, so I cannot say the Dodgers yet. Once you've seen him hit for a couple weeks, if he's healthy, okay, then I'll flip it to the Dodgers. So, be live for another about, we'll see, 5-10 minutes. Let's go ahead and get those final questions in. But I do think the Yankees' offense will be about 5.5 to 6.5 runs a game. By the way, Yankees hold the record, 8.1 runs a game. That's way back from Murder's Row Yankees. They're just scoring runs out the wazoo. So, but I think we could be talking 6+ runs a game here. I'm watching a video here of Ichiro throwing 4 pitches and knocking 4 bats down by the batter's boxes. I can do that. I've done it. Now the long toss one, I would have a harder time with that, so I'll retweet that if you want to go see it. Baseball Coach tweeted it. I've actually done that one because in my high school we would do that just for accuracy, so you have the best accuracy. So I've literally done that, and I would do 5 and I would knock them all down. I always had great aim, but strength was a little bit of an issue. I have a cannon now because I worked on it. I know tricks to strengthen your arm, become a cannon arm guy. So, yeah, if the Yankees offense is on, nobody's touching them. Nobody. Not a 5-game series, not a 7-game series. The Yankees offense is on, nobody's touching them. Okay, what is Codified Baseball? That's a good account to follow, by the way. Codified Baseball. What did they tweet here? Okay, we'll do the old-fashioned way. Right there. Oh, they're tweeting a big Oriole head. Everybody is. I'm going to go ahead and retweet the eyeballs from Corbin Burns just so you can see it. If you want to. I confirmed from 2 different sources, by the way, that there was contact between the Yankees and Boris on Snell tonight. But that's all I can say. I don't know what happened. Don't know if progress was made. I don't know anything other than that. So, never use
the baseball trade values website is way off, but it shows the Orioles traded 32.50 in value and got 33.30, so very close. You cannot add in that 34th pick, though, which is gargantuan. That probably would tip the scales and made the Brewers going to do it. Okay? So, a rumor the Yankees have offered $192 million for 6 seasons plus 1 club option for Scott Boras. It'll be 6 seasons including the club option. I've not heard that. I cannot confirm that. But I do know that there was contact between the sides. So, one thing I hate in sports reporting and reporting in general, one thing I despise. Tell me what you think about this. When the deal has already been reported is done, and somebody else brings out a report and says, this player is going to this team, or is reportedly in agreement with this team, or there's a trade reportedly between these two teams. I hate that when we already know it's done. So, Yankees, need Nestor and Carlos Rodon, bounce back big time. You want to go this far, you have 2 good bounce back years. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Who do I trust more? Passan or Rosenthal? I trust Passan more, but Rosenthal is very accurate as well. Very accurate. Think Cubs could get Monty? I do. That's what the belief around the game is right now. So he ends up with the Cubs. And that actually would make for a really good rotation in Chicago. So, checking on something. And again, before I wrap up with the Boris 4, what do I think they end up? I think Blake Snell goes to the Yankees fairly soon. Jordan Montgomery to the Cubs. Matt Chapman to the Giants. And Cody Bellinger to the Cubs. So, excuse me. Okay, just responding to something real quick. Just doing a final check around before I wrap it up. Yeah, this is what I'm worried about, why the Yankees need Snell as well. This girl, Base Kirby, or whatever her name is, imagine Cole gets hurt, how fucked that rotation would be then. Yeah. If Cole goes down, and I don't think he will, he has a fluid motion, there's not a lot of stress on his elbow. Okay? And I'm not going to retweet that because I don't want the word on my timeline, but that is a great point. And if you have Snell, Cole goes down, you're not really hurting, you have another ace to step in. That is a big, big issue there. Yeah, the Jazz might make the playoffs. They're surprising a lot of people. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been a lot of fun. I'll do it live once a week is my plan right now. And during baseball season, we'll see. I might talk about a game or do before a game. Might do a game. We'll see. Been a lot of fun. Again, Corbin Burns to the Orioles is done, completed. And so is the, what's it called, physical. And this cements Blake Snell, the Yankees, if you ask me. So, been a great chat. And yes, as Hayden just said, Cole has amazing durability. He does. It's been a fun chat. We'll do it again. Have a great